Alrighty guys, welcome to the video. We know that you guys have not seen a motorcycle on my channel before. This is a brand new thing I'm gonna maybe start doing a little bit more often. With all the virus stuff going on, I've been kind of trying to think of other things I can post, and I do like riding my motorcycle, so I figured, I might try to get my GoPro going on it and just see what I can come up with. Today's just going to be kind of an intro to my motorcycle and just talk about what I own. Talk about just, kind of my experience with motorcycles. I'm still very new to the hobby. I just recently got this bike. This bike's one of my new additions to the family. I should say my family. Because I love this bike a lot. It means a lot to me, and I just love it. So let's get started. First off, you can see that I'm on the Gene Snyder. If you guys live in the Louisville area, you guys know where all that's at. I'm getting ready to pass up 65 here. Thankfully, Gene Snyder's a little bit smoother than 65. Riding on 65 is not the funnest thing in the world as far as riding on a bike. But anyways, I digress. But I am on a 2003 GSX 1300R, better known as a Hayabusa. So I do own a 2003 Hayabusa. I started off on a 250, so just to kind of learn the ropes. Now I will mention that the 250 was basically a giant scooter. It was basically like an automatic. It had a CVT on it, which is a continuous variable transmission, which is kind of like it's very linear. It was easy to learn on for sure. So still getting used to shifting gears. And if you watch this video and you're like, man, this guy sucks at shifting gears, that's why, because I'm still relatively new to the whole shifting gears aspect of it. But anyways, I digress on that as well. So just bear with me if you see anything silly in the video, because I am still learning. I'm enjoying learning, and I'm just glad that I was able to learn on a very, very tame bike, so that way I could be more comfortable when I got on this bike, and it definitely helped me for sure. Just wanted to talk about a few things, just kind of ramble, I guess. Not too much to talk about. Do plan on going back to theme parks soon. We got a lot of parks coming up that are opening up. Kentucky Kingdoms opens up on the 29th. Holiday World opens up on the 17th, I believe, for the public. I do not plan on being there on that day. I have some other stuff going on that I have to take care of. But starting in July, should be starting to go back to some parks again. And I'm really looking forward to that, because it's been a heck of a doozy of a time. I'm sure that all us park goers are itching to get back out. But yeah, so that's why I'm just, I know I haven't posted a video to my channel in a long time, but I know that you guys understand. Like, I can't really continuously post content, and you guys know I'm not the kind of person that does like top 10 lists and all that kind of stuff. So it's not like I couldn't find something to post, but I'm not the kind of creator where I just want to post just whatever just to have a video out. I'd rather just have nothing sometimes, and just, take a break, and that's what I did. So, but anyways, so yeah, like I said, I hope that maybe you can enjoy some of this motorcycle content. I plan on posting a few more maybe over the next month or so. When parks open back up, I might not be posting as much motorcycle stuff, but my motorcycle is my daily driver. I drive daily on my motorcycle. If I need to go anywhere, that's my main source of transportation. So yeah, you might see some more videos, but I just wanted to post this one just to kind of share another interest of mine, something that I am into, and maybe you guys didn't know about. So maybe you're learning something new about me. But other than that, just want to talk about a little bit about the roads that I'm on right now. We are actually on a road called Dixie Highway. It's 31W. If you live in the Louisville area, I know that you know Dixie Highway. If you don't live in the Louisville area, or even if you live in Kentucky, you might even know Dixie Highway. But if you're not from around here, you definitely don't know it. It's basically a really, really big highway. It's, as you see here, it's 4 lanes. It definitely, it's classified as like a U.S. highway. It's not like a county or a state road. It's actually like a U.S. highway. But you can take it all the way down to Florida. Like it's a very, very long stretch of road. I plan on traveling it a little bit longer at some point. But for right now, I just kind of do like a circle, which we'll kind of go through in the video. If you look over to the right there, you can kind of see the Ohio River, just a little glimpse of it, because this does run along the Ohio River for a little while until it gets past Westport. But anyways, so this will take you all the way to E-Town or Elizabethtown. If you're just curious, if maybe you live towards Elizabethtown, you can get on 31W Dixie Highway and come all the way into Louisville if you ever wanted to have a fun ride, because I actually really enjoy this road to ride on. It's very chill. There isn't too much going on. A little bit of a red light run there. Sorry. But anyways, so you can see there's a little bit of construction. But yeah, so I like riding this road. It's scenic. When you first get off Gene Snyder, which is 265, when you first get off there and get onto this road, it is a little industrial. But as you can see here, once you start getting past like all the industrial, more commercial areas, it starts to look pretty nice. A lot of trees, pretty surrounded, as you can see. And I just enjoy it. It's a nice smooth ride. The road is paved pretty decently. It's not rough. As you can see on our right, we're passing up here is the one of the tanks that represents because we're getting into close to Fort Knox area. I know that most people have heard of Fort Knox, so it's not like it's like we don't have anything that we're famous for in Kentucky. Usually when people talk about Kentucky, we talk about bourbon, horse racing, bluegrass, and Fort Knox is pretty up there as far as things that we're known for. So we're gonna ride past Fort Knox on this trip, anyways. Not gonna really see anything, but just one of those cool facts, I guess. But other than that, though, this is a nice little area. Like I said, it's just a beautiful ride. Today was a beautiful day, or I should say this day was a beautiful day. I shouldn't say today. I don't know when this video is going to go live, but I just want to say that this day was absolutely gorgeous. It was like 87 degrees for the high, but the humidity was very low, so it was very, very perfect for riding. On its 70s is more perfect for riding, especially when it's a little bit cooler in the mornings, because usually when I go on longer rides such as this, I do wear all my gear, so it's a little bit hotter, but I don't complain. I'd rather be safe than sorry and have an accident with my gear on. When you're riding a bike, you got to make sure that you take as many safety precautions as possible. At least wear a helmet. That's something I always recommend. But anyways, so yeah, we're gonna, like I said, we're kind of taking Dixie Highway. We're gonna go all the way towards E-Town and Radcliffe area, and then we're gonna get on the longest stretch, or I shouldn't say longest stretch, the most. I'm gonna show you. You can see got some bikers going past us there, having a beautiful day out. But we're getting ready to getting ready to take a left here. We're gonna get onto the Joe Prather Highway, which is one of my favorite highways to ride a bike on because of the scenery. Now we are turning off of Dixie onto Joe Prather. This is in Radcliffe area, close to E-Town, almost to E-Town. So it's kind of like a connector highway. It connects Dixie Highway to 65, which is our main interstate that runs through Louisville. Going north and south. But this is all the way down south, closer towards, E-Town, Hodgenville, that type of area. If you know Kentucky a little bit better. But anyways, this highway here, this connector is very, very beautiful. It's just, that's why I chose to leave a lot of this footage in, because it's just one of those roads that it's so nice to just relax and cruise. It does it just does the brain and does the mind very good things. But anyways, I wanted to say though that a lot of people are going to ask me, I'm driving a Hayabusa, but I like to cruise. That's not really the best connection in the world. And I would agree with you. Most people would be like, ooh, Hayabusa, you would think about going fast, which you can go fast, but to me, the Hayabusa is just as good at cruising, and I enjoy I enjoy cruising. That's why I ride my motorcycle. It's a peaceful thing to me. I enjoy going fast as well. Going fast is great. I like a bike that can get out of its own way, but I enjoy more of a cruise. And the fact, one thing I like about the Hayabusa is it's pushing 600 pounds. It is a heavy bike, but that also makes it stable when it's at speed. So right now, going, 60 miles an hour or so, it's completely happy, especially when I'm in sixth gear, 4,000 RPMs at 60, 70 miles an hour is absolutely beautiful. Very little vibration, very smooth, and that's why I'm actually happy to have a Hayabusa, because I can go faster, if I want to. All I gotta do is twist that throttle, and I got enough torque in sixth gear to go fast as I want. It's just the to me, the Hayabusa is very tameable as far as sports bikes goes, and it is twitchy. Like, it's still twitchy. Like, it's not something that I'd be like, oh yeah, everybody should just hop on and try it. It is a twitchy motorcycle, but it's not like something that you would be like, oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. It's not that bad. It's if you just use your level head with it, it's not a bad bike at all to maintain. Like I said, I went from a 250 to this, and I'm fairly comfortable. Like, I did do a lot of learning, on how to control the bike and how to turn and stuff on my 250, so I did learn a lot of stuff, and I don't really recommend maybe starting on a 1300cc bike, but it is doable if you have a level head on you and you understand that, if you make a mistake, you're going to have a higher cost of making that mistake, like if you're revving up the engine to 5,000, 6,000 RPM and you dump the clutch, you're going to pop the wheel a little bit. It's going to come up on you a little while. Come up on you a little bit, maybe a lot if you really dump the clutch, but you can just see this road though. Like, look how beautiful all the trees are and the rocks. I love everything about this road. I wish it was longer. I know there's other roads in Kentucky that are longer. I'm not, I'm very aware of that. But it's one of those things that I don't like when I'm going on kind of like a little day trip like this. I'm only trying to go out for a couple hours, or 2 or 3 hours to go riding, on a day like today. Other days I might want to go out for a full day of riding, which I have other places I can ride for that. But this loop that I do, it's kind of like a perfect, like I said, 2 or 3 hour ride. I think it's about 120 miles altogether. So it's just really nice. Everything kind of melds together really well, and it ends up taking me right back to where I live. So that's the whole reason I chose this route. But and like I said, it does include this highway, which this highway itself is just beautiful. This whole stretch of road is gorgeous. It's just one of my favorite places ever. I used to ride up and down here in the car when I was a kid a lot, and I always liked the scenery of it. And I'm glad that I have a motorcycle now to go ride it, because it's decently long. Like, you'll notice that the majority of this clip is about 7 minutes, I believe, about 7 minutes of riding, which is not bad. Like, that's a pretty good amount of time. And you can see the beautiful scenery. It is a really nice place. Not exactly like the greatest, like I said, not the greatest scenic road in the world, but it is for me. Like I said, when I'm just trying to go ride for 2 or 3 hours, it's nice that I can have a road like this, this close to me, because it's only about probably, 40 miles or so from my house. So it's nice that I have that option. 80 miles round trip, but still, you get my point. Um, you know, like I said, this video will end up being probably around 30 minutes or so, 31 minutes, something like that. But it's just, I want you to realize this whole route took about 2 or 3 hours to do actually in real time. Of course, I don't have I can't record for 2 or 3 hours. I'm not trying to. It's not that interesting. Like I said, this will be the longest stretch of the video because I do think it's so beautiful, and I really do enjoy the looks. I do want to mention too, if you didn't know, I am doing a voiceover, because the audio just didn't turn out very good on the GoPro, and I don't have a microphone yet for me to talk into, like, on the bike. I would prefer to actually talk to you guys, like, in real time as I'm riding, because it gives me more, like, my mind I'm in a different mindset when I'm riding. So, like, if I talk to you guys while I'm riding, it's, I might be a little bit more philosophical. I don't know. That might be some BS, but I don't know if that makes any sense what I'm trying to get at anyways. But regardless, it doesn't matter because I can, like I said, I'm doing the voiceover and I can still talk to you guys. And the good thing about doing voiceovers is I might be able to talk to you about something that I missed. If I see something in the video as I'm recording here, I can, kind of just, talk to you all and, see what kind of stuff I maybe missed out on. But regardless, we're just looking at the beautiful scenery here. I did want to mention too, the Hayabusa is a very capable touring machine as well. I've been doing a lot of research about saddlebags and rear racks and things like that. And there's a lot of options that I didn't realize. Now they're not cheap options, like your good stuff anyways is what I'm getting at. The good options are not cheap, and I wouldn't expect them to be cheap, but you can surprisingly outfit the Hayabusa with some really nice touring packs and have you a lot of storage to go on really long road trips with, which was something I plan on doing in the long run. You can see we've got back on 65 here, which is, like I said, the main interstate. And we're getting off at the Lebanon Junction exit, which is we're going to get on 61 that will take us over to 62. And 62 will take us into Bardstown. 62 is a nice little stretch of road that goes in between Elizabethtown and Bardstown. And it's a nice road to ride. You can get on 62 from E-Town, which is okay, but that you have to go through kind of like the middle of town in E-Town, and there's a lot of red lights. And to me, this is a little bit more of a nicer route, the one I'm doing here. Anyways, like I said, it's just something. It's like a personal preference thing, I guess. Some people might prefer to just have a simpler route, or some people might prefer to have more complicated route. I'm kind of like in the middle, I guess. I just want to, my main thing I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do a loop. I want to kind of end back at home when I'm done with my ride. Because like I said, I'm just trying to do a 2 or 3 hour ride. I'm not trying to ride all day. I could just ride for hours, especially if I go Eastern Kentucky, Western Kentucky, anywhere outside of my realm. I've never rode any of those roads before, so I could just keep riding and riding. And there's plenty of scenic areas too that are absolutely beautiful to ride on. And you can see we just transitioned over. We are now on 62. This is a very rural road. It takes you, like I said, this happens to be from Boston, Kentucky, but this road will take you from E-Town to Bardstown, through Lebanon Junction. Not through Lebanon Junction, but through Boston, which is, you can get on 61 and go to Lebanon Junction through Boston. But 62 is a really nice road. It's very chill. I do want to mention, you can see I'm taking it pretty easy on the curves. I'm just cruising, and that's what that's my point I was trying to make earlier. The Hayabusa is completely capable of just cruising, just enjoying itself. It doesn't have to be a twitch machine, where you're just like, you just twitch the throttle and it's like, you feel like you're going into warp zone. But I will mention though, like when you're in first and second gear, when you twist that throttle, it's like a switch. It just, goes. But once you get up into fourth, fifth, and sixth gear, it's very, very smooth torque. Like it's very, very linear, and it's nice. It's actually really nice. But the good thing is too is when you're in sixth gear and you just roll on in sixth gear, you can get up to speeds to pass people, and it's easy. And that's what I love about the Hayabusa is it's just a good all around. It's a good bike to ride on. Like it's pretty easy to control for how big it is. And the size of it, like I said, it is a big bike. Like, it's kind of a boat compared to a lot of bikes. The sports bikes anyways. So a lot of people might not be able to get over the size of it, but for me it's pretty much perfect. I love the ergonomics of it. It's very comfortable to sit on. I would get me a different seat if I'm doing any kind of longer touring or anything like that, but that's in the future. Right now I'm just kind of riding through roads like this and just enjoying myself. And like I said, once again, it is my daily driver. I do, if I need to go anywhere, I use it to get around. So, I'm not trying to spend too much money on it, to outfit it for touring when I do need to just also drive it daily. Although I will mention that saddlebags can be quite useful on, on your daily excursions, whatever you need done. So that's just something I wanted to mention as well. I will mention too that the Busa is really easy to take care of too. A lot of the general maintenance that you might do yourself, such as changing the oil and lubing the chain and all that kind of stuff, is pretty relatively it's relatively straightforward. Not too much to take care of. It's actually really nice. I enjoy it. If you need to lift the tank up, the gas tank, it's pretty easy to do. It's nice when something's, very accessible. You can see a beautiful little lake there, little reservoir. It's kind of more of a reservoir rather than a lake. We're starting to get closer into Bardstown here. Like I said, I really, really like this route that I picked. This was actually the first time that I did this exact route. I've been on all these roads before, but this exact route was something I planned out the night before just so I could have, kind of a planned route. Because I knew it was going to be a nice day, and I just wanted to get out and make sure that I, did as much riding as possible. I told you guys earlier in the video, I'm still learning. I want to get out and get as many miles in the tank, in the saddle as I can. Because I'm still learning how to shift, properly. Shifting upwards is not as, but downshifting is a whole other animal that I have to conquer. So it's just something I want to get in, just get more familiar with. And the more I ride, the more I can do that. But like I said, the Busa is making it very easy for me. So I've been very happy about that. So anyways, you can see we're starting to get into Bardstown here. There's a really nice buffet really close to here called Stephen Foster's. It's over there towards the right there. If you're ever in Bardstown, check out Stephen Foster's. It's a nice, but you can see the sign for it there. But it's a nice buffet. If you like buffets, they do a really good job. You can see the church over there and one of the schools, which is Bardstown's got a lot of nice stuff. A lot of historic stuff as well. I enjoy pretty much, just kind of cruising around Bardstown. It's nice. Especially they have, if you guys have ever heard of My Old Kentucky Home, they have the actual the song, the house that song, they have that here in Bardstown. My Old Kentucky Home is in Bardstown. So you can actually go visit that. It's like a state park type thing. It's really nice. But regardless though, it's, Bardstown's just a nice historic place to kind of visit and hang out, especially if you like bourbon and like alcohol and stuff. That they're heavily invested in bourbon and whiskey and things like that. I know bourbon and whiskey are basically the same thing. On the right there, you can see the Talbot Tavern. That's kind of a historic, like, tavern type place. It's really cool. Thought it was pretty cool. These people were riding their bike. They were just chilling out under the shade there for a little bit. This is the main kind of circle in town here. So what we've done is we've gotten off 62, and now we're actually getting on to 150, which will, or 31E as well. It's like two roads combined, but I'll just consider it 150. This is actually, if you live in Louisville, this is actually Bardstown Road. Like, this will take you, if you've ever been on Bardstown Road in Louisville, this is the same road. It literally takes you straight into Louisville. But you can just see all the cool little shops, which just now have started to open back up because of the virus. There's a lot of people out of jobs and stuff, and I'm ready for things to start opening back up, and it is time, but it's just kind of difficult for everybody. But it's good to see things starting to open back up again. But you can see all the old houses, and Bardstown's just cool. It is a cool little place. My family and I have been in and out through Bardstown our whole lives, so I'm pretty familiar with the area. I don't live around Bardstown, so I'm not like super familiar. I've always been more of a Louisville guy. But it's just it is a nice, Bardstown's kind of a nice little area. And if you ask me, you can look around in the video here. To me, it's a nice place to cruise around on your bike. If you like to cruise, you can really cruise around downtown and stuff and just, enjoy yourself. I think it's fun. Just kind of doing some relaxing riding here. Not too much going on. Just kind of enjoying myself. You can see the dinner train there to the left. See that train there? You can actually, you can go on there and have dinner. I don't know how often they run. I'm sure that they're not open right now. But they do dinner train services where you can, ride and take a train ride and eat dinner, and it's supposed to be really fancy. I think my mom has done it once or twice, and she really liked it. It's a really nice experience, especially if you're trying to, go on a date with your significant other, and it's a good time, really. I thought it was funny they just put that Captain D since the last time I was up in Bardstown. It's funny when you don't visit a place for a few months and then you come back and something totally new and where it wasn't there before. I thought it's still a funny thing to me. But anyways, we're coming up to the main intersection of 245 and 150, which is the two main roads that go through Bardstown. 245 will take you all the way back over towards Bernheim Forest and take you back to 65. So that's something you can do. See a dude on his little Can-Am Spider here. Kind of said what's up to him. But anyways, yeah, this is the main intersection for those two big roads. Like I said, you can get on 245. If I were to take a left here, like this guy on the Spider is going to do, that will take you back to 65. A little bit far drive, like maybe about 15 miles or so. So not too far, but far enough. You see me playing with my throttle hand there. This was already about right now. It was about 2 hours of me driving around, so it had been a little while. But anyways, so like I said, we're just gonna stay on the 150 here, and you see 150 is pretty nice too. Plenty of scenic views on the way back into town. Like I said, this road, if you've ever been around Louisville, this is Bardstown Road. Like, this is what this turns into, like the big Bardstown Road, like all the commercial stuff, all the restaurants and things. This is Bardstown Road, but you can see the distillery warehouses over there. It's where they store the whiskey and the bourbon. If you're ever interested in that, that's what those warehouses look like. They just store them in their whiskey barrels and bourbon barrels. They just store them all in those warehouses there. That's where they age them. We've actually had a few of them catch on fire, which is not the greatest thing in the world, but it's kind of wild when you see it on video and stuff because when alcohol catches on fire, it just burns like crazy. You have to just kind of wait for it to burn out. We've had that happen a few times, but anyways, it's just getting towards the end of the ride here. Just wanted to show off a few more little scenic areas. Like I said, not really anything major. Not like I'm going on a big tour or nothing, but 120 miles isn't nothing to shake a stick at, and it's a nice little loop. I enjoy riding. Hopefully one day I'll be able to ride with a few other people on a loop like this, just to, enjoy ourselves. Just to go riding with somebody, it's just, I'm looking forward to honing my skills so that way I can go riding with people and be more confident in my abilities. And but I'm trying to up my abilities before I get to that point, because I want to make sure that I'm very knowledgeable and stuff, because riding with a group is kind of different than riding by yourself. Riding by yourself, you can ride it kind of how you want. Riding with a group, you do need to kind of be very alert and paying attention and all that kind of stuff. You don't want to you don't want to mess the group up, because you don't want to accidentally cause an accident or anything like that. So just want to make sure that I have my skills honed before I do anything. But I am looking forward to doing some group rides with people, and just getting more out and getting more into the hobby. And like I said, it's been nice that I've been started this hobby. I started it back in October of last year, so I've been doing it for a while now. But it's getting a little bit more serious about it, because I got my new bike and everything. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for the video, and I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments what you think. And if you're new to the channel, maybe you can stick around and watch this and my theme park content. Enjoy both. So, as always, guys, you can follow me on my Instagram at Daily Theme Park Photos. You can also follow me on Twitter at Corey Mathery, same as my YouTube channel name. And you can also follow me on TikTok at Corey Says Yo if you're so inclined. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. Take care.